heels. It's fucking terrifying.
Is it on Twitch or
YouTube?
YouTube. Okay,
Usually.
cool.
So they actually have a really good production value, which is
Dope. I was always a fan of the robot fighting TV show where they had like the big plexiglass cage.
BattleBots.
Yeah,
yeah.
that shit was dope.
My buddy's been on the last 2 seasons of that, and now he's doing the smaller robots in Connecticut. I'm helping him with that. I think I might go to Vegas with them in the next year when they start filming, but it's up in the air. 'Cause it's like 2 weeks.
That'd
You
be
have to
pretty
out there.
fucking cool, dude.
I was just gonna say I walked by the studio there
In Vegas?
Yeah, it's
giant warehouse.
Yeah, I mean, what else do you need?
Yeah, it's
It's Vegas. You could probably just do it outside. Probably don't even need a roof.
I just want
Accurate.
30 to 40 big bearded glasses nerds, like cargo shorts, Jesus sandals, nerd shirts, just screaming and swearing with wads of money in their hand as 2 BattleBots fight it out in the middle of them.
you want the back alley stuff, just the real. They're doing one in Massachusetts in December or November, maybe. I think it's only 3 and 5 pounders, but they're also terrifying to hear in person. It sounds like you took a buzzsaw and just let it loose coming towards you.
Hell yeah, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Sounds
it's actually
terrifying.
I low key want to build an artificer, just to be like nothing big, just little tiny robots that just shoot your feet up.
It's a spider, but with saws for hands.
Yeah, basically that's what
and
that's what
feet,
they've
so it's
done.
just inconvenient.
Look, it's got
Yeah.
6 legs still.
Its maw is just a crushing pneumatic press.
Yeah,
It's
it's the,
real slow and steady.
It's the press machine, but for a mouth.
Yeah, it just fucking gets you and just like, well, that's a horror movie I didn't know I needed.
Hell yeah, dude, that's dope. And then it would fit the spider theme too, because it's like it's squishing the person to juice them.
Gross.
Juicing people is again another thing I didn't think I needed to think about, but now that's now
think that's
entered my
Don't juice
lexicon.
people, man.
A big bad end guy who's an artificer that just makes fucked up robots to fight your party is awesome.
Yes, juice. Then
God damn it, we've made a huge mistake. Didn't we already almost kill an artificer who's probably not stoked that we're still alive and inquisitors now?
What about the one that literally like World War One minefield Eldritch into the
Yeah, that's what I
dirt?
mean. That guy's still out there in the world, just waiting. Just
Yep.
waiting.
he's probably still out there.
Dude had
Hell yeah.
mines, had artillery, had a fucking machine gun set up. Like,
He also had dogs.
That was a bad day for us.
And
Yeah.
a shambling mound as well.
like what the fuck?
That was a real bad day for us.
Yeah.
Yep. You don't know what he's up to, but he's probably doing something. Anyway,
I mean,
let's,
if I recall, he just wanted
well,
us to
he's-
fuck off and leave him alone. So he's probably still in his house.
Yep, you guys do actually would recall that you came across someone else that was looking for him. They found his family.
That's dark. That sounds ominous.
You guys managed to save them.
Okay. Point us, I guess.
That's where you got
So
your.
we saved that guy's family.
That's where you got your orc Pokeball.
The Pokemon.
Oh,
Yeah.
That was that guy's family.
It was indeed.
that's wild.
They
I
told
didn't know
you
that.
they were looking
Maybe
for
we should go
him.
back to that guy and get a reward.
Oh, we definitely are owed a blood
Shit.
debt. So maybe we should get a death robot.
I
from him.
demand to cut his legs off this time.
I don't remember where his house was.
I think
Also,
it's kinda
our
where we're
party
headed.
is like 90% different now, so.
It's literally just me, Malik, and Rickard.
Oh, Malik's leaving, bro.
I'm going on a road trip.
No,
It's just-
Malik.
It's literally just you and Ricard.
What the
Yep,
fuck?
Ed's leaving
that's
too.
true, yeah.
I'm a punchy boy now.
I'm a punchy boy.
I'm
Punch
gonna
some
slap at
trees.
you.
You just don't get
All
disintegrated, Punchy Boy.
Well, let's go ahead and let's jump back in if you guys are ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, where
Cool.
Get to it, Lars.
the gnome at Tiana's Towers needs juicing.
So last
Terrible.
session, you guys did find out that that particular gnome is pregnant. Very much so. Seems to be with Eldridge's seed.
Spawn.
I made the devil.
Sir Ebelfirth exchanged gifts with his bride. And you guys were actually able to have a pretty good time at the Mermaid's Tit until Vago punched Malik in his face.
Classic.
Yes.
But you guys
yes,
also
the classic fucking maneuver.
you guys also met with Brendan Rivers, Bloodraven. You asked him if he could help you to get Tobo Mats and get on with your tasks, and it seems like he was able to accomplish both, as in the middle of the night, Tobo Mat is dumped on your doorstep in a sack, malnourished and pale, but seemingly alive and okay. And you guys are getting ready to head on your separate ways. One part of your group to the west, the other part to the north. We can pick up in the Arcane Guilds. So you guys discuss your final plans early that morning.
All right. I actually wanted to talk to Tobo Mod if he's still around.
Yep, he's over there. I just don't have an icon for him. I should probably
Okay.
make one. But anyway, he's there.
Cool. So I'm gonna go over to Mr. Tobo Mott. So do you mind if I talk to you now that we've had the night to rest and whatnot?
My best customers and also my saviors.
Yeah, yeah. So what were we saving you from? What did you get in trouble for doing?
Slander.
Okay, somebody slandered you think?
Yes, racially based and no doubt. I'm from
What
Kohor,
did
of course.
what did they accuse you of?
Sorcery of the worst kind.
Oh.
Insight as a
yeah.
motherfucker.
Or is it sorcery of
Not
the
that I don't
best
trust
kind,
you,
Tobo
Tobo.
Mott?
Yeah. Not that I don't trust you, Tobo Mott, but I'm just gonna be standing nearby like.
To think I would
Just
sacrifice
a
little.
pair of eyes looking out of the helmet like,
Yeah,
woo.
that's a spot.
Oh, okay.
Ebelfirth, you, as he goes on, you are able to discern that he is speaking in such a way where he is denying one very specific thing, and that he wasn't sacrificing young children.
Okay.
But he is being very intentionally specific about that.
Okay.
I'll just lean into Tobo and say, so you disagree with the nature of most of the accusations, but there was some truth.
To work certain magics, of course. Malik here knows just as well as I. Valyrian
I
steel
mean,
can only be worked this way.
We have no quarrel, but it's
do
just
I know if
important to
that's
us.
true or not? That Valyrian steel can only be worked with blood sacrifice?
You could ask Malik, or you could roll for sure.
What would you like me to roll to see if I know that?
You can roll an Arcana check.
Okay.
Would Malik know that?
I don't think he would.
Malik has worked on Valyrian.
Yeah, he would. He
Oh.
would know.
Okay, yeah, I'll fucking yell for Malik. Malik!
You don't have to yell, Eldritch. I'm right here.
Oh, I thought you were up front. My bad. Do you
Yeah,
know
Malik worked with, hand in hand with Tobo Mat, and was able to not only pick up Valyrian the language, but also the hardest smithing that there is. It appears that in Malik's case, the lore is strong with him, and that was able to assist him in his incantations, which there are certainly many spells, but there appears to need to be some sort of catalyst.
And that's not
You personally
untypical.
know several different catalysts for sorcery spells, arcane in general.
Yes.
So
Yes.
blood magic is definitely one of them.
Yep, for sure. I just didn't know if that was for sure required for Valyrian steel.
Yeah, so you would know it. It seems to pretty much be a way, but
Okay.
you
Okay.
need to have some sort of magic.
So the people that you were using, Tobomat, were they volunteers? Were they prisoners, slaves, convicts? What was your source that they had such an issue with that they managed to get a really sticky accusation of child sacrifice on you?
Occasionally, we would use beasts, noble hearts, and oxen, bulls.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm. I doubt
sometimes
they'd care about that.
the job is more difficult. I've only ever used free men, volunteered of their own accord for payment.
You would what? Pay them family, estate, something? Because they're dying.
Many men have debts. Many men have families and loved ones.
Okay. And so is that the group that they took issue with? Or was there a specific individual that maybe you sacrificed and turned out not to be a good idea? Because I can't imagine this is new for you.
Everyone knows nothing. I suspect there was, as I said, some sort of slander.
Okay. Do you know who might have slandered
Someone that
you?
knows maybe just enough.
Maybe a competitor or a helper?
No doubt many are jealous of my skill.
I know of one such man, and I pull out the javelin. He's not an armorer, but he does do impressive work with weaponry. Would this individual potentially, or did you have someone in mind?
Is this going somewhere, Eldridge?
Well, I would kind of
go
want to
avenge
go.
him?
I
If
might.
I were to wager, I would say someone familiar with my roots.
Oh, I got a shirt on.
Okay.
Maybe
guess we'll have to-
someone from Essos or Kohor itself.
Okay. Does that bring anyone to mind for me, Max? Is there like a specific individual in the the courts that would have that ability to make that heavy slander and have it be meaningful?
None that you know. Well, your mind would probably immediately go to the last person you met from Kohor, which is also a sorcerer.
There you go.
Brought them to King's Landing on your last trip.
Okay. So they would still be around somewhere here then, right?
It's been a few weeks.
Oh, okay. All right.
Not
Well,
sure.
I guess for now, Tobo, it's best that we just get you north. If we set you up there, are you willing and able to continue working on things for us from time to time?
But of course,
All right. I guess that's a fair trade. You get your freedom, you get to keep working.
without my work, I would be nothing.
All right. Well, Malik, do you think you could take care of him in Fair Market?
Of course. I think the Red Temple in Fair Market will be an excellent home for Master Tobo. And, Master, if I may be so bold to say, they are more than able to accommodate your needs for smithing your particular special projects.
Yeah,
just kind of
all the
bows to you.
sacrifices.
And thanks.
Yeah,
All
they
right.
love burning people.
I guess we're set to take off from here then. Unless anybody else has anything they need to take care of in town.
I'm gonna stop by and say bye to my betrothed real quick on the way out of town.
Yeah, you guys can
Probably a good
ride
move.
up to the Great Sept of Baelor.
Is she still your
go
betrothed or
inside
are you
and
married now?
noticeably different vibe.
No, I need to be a
Um,
lord to be married.
Yeah, you guys still betrothed. The feeling that you got before is gone. Seems like it's back to being normal statue in this Great Sept.
I'm gonna walk in and do my damnedest to avoid eye contact with Phoebe McCreeperson. The and I'll just go up, do a little kiss on the hand and touch the foot of the statue. See you soon.
Foot guy.
And then I will go to leave. It's the only part of her I can reach. Okay.
You're like
I'm a dwarf and she's an 11-foot tall statue.
As you're walking out, you kind of hear off in the distance, is that the developer? Is that the developer? Move, move, get out of my way. And you just kind of can scurry
I
out.
just-
You doesn't quite catch up to you.
Yeah, just keep my head low, like shit. Should have taken the armor off. Should have taken the armor off. And just start. Sounds like a kid with full coin pockets at the arcade running down the stairs, just like, oh god, get out of here.
All right. Yeah. So you guys, if you don't want to do anything else, can head to get some stables or to get some horses, rather from the stables, some equipment, traveling, food, rations, whatever. Everything is easy for you guys to get, and you have a bunch of money. You guys get a couple, people following you on your way out as the Unbreaking seems to be heading out again. You guys are pretty popular in King's Landing now, and as you guys head to the several gates, you have a decision to make. As one road leads to the Gold Road, which heads directly to Lannisport, and the other heads north to the King's Road, going towards Fair Market.
So I'm gonna put Tobo Mott on Revan, and I'm just gonna have him fly Tobo out of the city, and I'm gonna meet up with them on the city outskirts because he needs to be unseen, right?
Cool.
As we were told.
Yeah, don't want to be taking the potentially child murderer out, obviously.
He's not a child murderer.
Oh yeah, basically any water is treacherous right now, right? Because there's a river that runs alongside Gold Road, right?
There is the Blackwater Rush. They do eventually get pretty close and follow a similar path for a time. And yes, the Blackwater Rush looks terrible. The sky is full of ash. The air quality is awful. The wind is unpredictable, and the waves you can see down on the water look really disturbed. So not much as far as sea travel going in or out, or up and down the river, at least for a ways.
So it is the Gold Road for us then, right?
Seems that must be the way.
This is the way.
Well, friends, it looks like this is where we separate.
Okay, bye.
Ed is openly crying.
I'll give
Oh,
Malik a clasp and a hug. I'm gonna miss you, you big crazy motherfucker.
I'll
We tried to
I'll
ride a
hug
dragon
back
together.
anybody that I think we successfully rode a dragon, Eldritch.
It
2.
was just such a short trip.
Oh wait, that
At
was
any rate,
cool.
I will see you all again in a few short months, I am sure. And we will be in touch.
Yeah, we have our mine guy here.
I'm just gonna look at. I'm gonna go for the forearm handshake with Malik and just be like, remember, 25 words or less.
Man,
I don't know how to use few words.
That word limit is tough, though, man. When you're on the spot, dude, it's tough.
I was
Why
gonna
use
say,
many
as
words when
Jason
few
being the
words
only
are
other
trick?
person. Yeah, exactly. But travel well, Malik. Travel well.
You as well, my friends. I shall tell you what the state of the North is. And Malik will turn, and with Ed crying in tow, they'll head to the north through the Gate of the Gods.
Bye, guys. When Ed gets a little bit further away, he goes, "I love you." All right, it's the Unbroken. Take some different paths, at least for a time, and we now have a group of Cerebelfirth Rikar, Eldridge, and 2 newcomers, Vago and Shin. You guys head out the Lion Gates. You jump right on to the Gold Road, knowing this will be mostly barren, high grasslands once you get outside of the Crown Lands. It is not super well populated until you get into the Westerlands themselves. So you guys know it's going to be a few long days of horseback travel. Is there anything you guys would like to do as you head out?
Jesse, update your little name thing. Please.
All right, I have to do that.
Do you say before we
Please.
head out or as you head out or whatever?
Yeah, as you guys are walking outside the city gates,
Man, I'm
jump
so
onto the road.
stoked
There we
to like not give that red temple any more money.
I'm gonna hear that and just be like, oh, but that's fair. That's fair. I was about to say that that's not
Oh.
fair, but
Was that man your strongest warrior in your group?
I feel like we're all pretty special in our own way. I mean, as far as toughness, yeah, probably.
Hmm.
And
I fear
does
for the
a
rest
lot
of
damage.
I fear for the rest of your group then.
Yeah.
I was able to knock him out in one blow.
Yeah, he was also really drunk, I think.
Yes, I was as well.
Alright, well, maybe later we can spar and can gauge you a little bit better.
I don't fight stupid children.
just gonna look at the notes on the inside of my shield and be like, Vago gets rezzed last.
I mean that's fair because I'm not even technically in your group officially. So
Oh
why
yeah,
the
dude,
fuck
we
do
should
you
have
guys
had
care?
Malik form a unbroken signet
Mm.
for when
well,
Vago
I mean, we
Only
can't just
OG.
be taking on. Yeah,
He's not in the unbroken.
Or, and
yet.
also
he's
Shin.
gotta earn it.
Yeah, no, I
They get through
agree.
the first. If they get home from the first mission, then they can get a ring. But otherwise, you know, just fodder.
Well, we're a new group now. We'll be the Unbroken again when we're all back together.
All right. Well, you guys start your trek across most of Westeros, as you guys are taking the Gold Road, and the next, actual castle you guys will see won't be until Deep Den, which is the very edge of the Westerlands.
Wow. This is going to be a exciting adventure. This is literally just the what is it, desert bus of traveling. Just keep it on the road and don't crash, basically.
I'm gonna have Raj be Burb UAV Max, and if he spots something worth noticing, more than just bears, wolves, the occasional bandit, if he sees like a village burning or a big fucking dragon or something. But otherwise, I'm good to like fast travel if you guys are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, there's not even
Yeah.
a lot of big villages.
Right.
No.
There are not. That's true. It will still take a few days for sure. Probably actually more like 10 or 12 days, almost 2 weeks. If you guys want to do a fast travel and just have Raj being your main perception check, that's totally fine with me. And then you guys can just be normal, borderline superhumans. the
Yeah,
rest
I
of the
mean,
time.
if anything slips past Raj, I bet we can still probably handle it.
Yeah. I mean, no random mugger is just gonna like try to pick off an Avenger, so I'm not super worried about it right now. It's like Tony Stark's not getting jumped, so it's pretty okay. with
Probably
that.
not.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Let me see here.
Okay.
I'll roll that perception check for you here in just
Oh, you want perception
a
checks?
second. Well, so he wanted. I said I could have
No,
Raj
you
be
don't
like
have to roll
our.
one.
Oh, okay. Well then, no worries.
Yeah,
I
you don't
will
have
not.
to roll one. We're gonna be fine.
Fine, just fine.
Okay.
And indeed, you guys travel across a great deal of Westeros. It appears you're pretty much on the border of the Crownlands and the Reach until you drop the Blackwater Rush, which you followed most of the way thus far, drops off and heads north. Then you guys are pretty much walking through, think like eastern Colorado. Like the elevation just gets higher and higher and higher, but it's still pretty much just Kansas.
Right until you
so
hit the Rockies,
It's
baby.
high wheat fields, pretty much as far as the eye can see.
Air's a little thin. That's about it.
Yeah.
It's a little cold.
When you guys, after a couple days, you guys can kind of, as you're walking around, you turn around and you can kind of see just the absolute plume coming off Dragonstone as you guys have gained elevation over the course of a little bit of time.
Does it look like there's an area where the
It's-
ash cloud is concentrated?
Certainly in Blackwater Bay for sure.
Okay.
Let me do this. You guys can see. Certainly in Blackwater Bay, it seems like the wind is coming in off of the bay itself, and it seems like the Crownlands, Riverlands, and the Reach, and probably some of the Stormlands even are going to have a rough harvest. As all of this ash and debris seems to just be falling in this area north and directly west of King's Landing. As when you guys left the Blackwater Rush, it was fine, but up, what felt like hundreds of miles almost, that it was getting nasty. You saw dead animals, dead fish, just murky water going upriver for a long time. So seems like it was definitely probably the biggest thing for a lot of people that they're talking about right now. You guys keep going until eventually even that huge 1,000+ foot plume of smoke is no longer visible, and you guys are in part of Westeros where things move slow. Not a lot going on. Raj doesn't notice anything wild out of the ordinary. Normal animals, normal small village folk, little paths here and there. But eventually you guys can see after about 10, 12 days, the terrain starts to get a little bit hilly. The soil starts to change as a lot of the high elevation wheat kind of falls away and more just like scrub grass. And you can see in the distance kind of the weathered, rounded mountains of the Westerlands. This particular day, you guys are going to arrive at Deep Den. You can see it far off in the distance. And it is a formidable keep that is partly built into the side of this mountain, right at the mouth of the Westerlands. Seems to be like it. Actually, Ebelfirth would know that it basically guards the Gold Road and this particular easy entrance into the Westerlands. As you guys get closer and closer, you would hear a lot of noise. And as you guys get within eyesight, and Raj will probably be able to tell you, you guys see a lot of things going on. So people are doing a lot of work, and that includes reinforcements on the castle wall, a lot of training, specifically archery, and you guys can see that it seems to be more hustle and bustle than traditionally would be around a keep like this. As you guys approach, you can see that there is now a wall that looks pretty fresh, going across almost the entire pass, along with several towers. And then high up on this mountain peak, you can see the part of Deep Den that comes back out of the mountain where the Lord's Keep is. And it looks like you can, as you guys just pull up with your horses, you can see big gates being hewn from fresh cut timbers. Large, huge gates look like they're getting ready to go up soon. As you walk in past these gates, a lot of workers around. Like I said, a ton of archers training, even more so on this side of the wall, substantially more. And it looks like a lot of money's going in. You see a large pavilion with the standard of House Lydon, who are the owners and keepers of Deep Den. And you see it's a white badger on a brown and green field. And as you guys kind of walk past, you can see this large pavilion is on the side of the road here, with a bunch of tables and a bunch of hustle and bustle going out. And you see a couple knights and men-at-arms come up to you, all dwarves. And their manners are a little gruff, but they seem to be doing what they're about. And they come up to you guys and go, "Unbroken, our lord wishes to speak with you. Come."
All right. I have no issue with it. Go see
they
what's
call-
up at least.
They call this a dwarven welcome. It's
Uh-huh.
where you're not sure if you are. And then I'll follow them.
Yeah, you guys approach. You see a big part of this pavilion is where all that work is going on, and there's a much nicer section of it that appears to be like an active casual party with just what appear to be the Lord Lewis Lydon and his court. They seem to just be moved their court outside to this pavilion here. So they're hanging out. There's people playing music. They're talking. They're drinking and eating. And he sees you guys. He goes, "Ah, yes, come." Tells some people to shut up, moves them to the side, and gets you guys right in front of his little seat, which is up on a little dais. "Come, eat, drink." He motions to all the servants. "Must be thirsty."
Sure, thank you.
He grabs some
It
for
has
himself and
actually
stuffs
been-
his mouth full. I got word from Gerald Lannister. Respect you guys.
Appetite.
What do you think of our wall?
It's a pretty good wall. Of the walls I've seen, I rank it highly.
Is
It is quite a
King's Landing as
fortification.
bad as they say?
Can I ask why you're building such an impressive wall?
Following orders. The Lannisters tell us, sending money for a wall, we'll build a wall.
Guess that's as good a reason as any. Sorry, Max, I didn't hear what he asked us.
He asked you if King's Landing is as bad as they say.
Oh, worse. Yeah. For now, I believe it'll
It's
be
not-
a temporary thing, but it's not great.
It's not great. Keep forgetting we don't have
Well-
Ed to just make stupid comments now, so I'm gonna have to make a sock puppet that looks like Ed to just make stupid comments now.
You're welcome to stay here tonight. Get some wine. Clears his throat. You can stay here tonight if you'd like.
I appreciate the offer, but we are on a timetable. I'm sure you understand, seeing the state of the world.
Fair enough. To tell you that Sir Lucian waits you.
Okay.
When you get to Lannisports, I'm sure he'll find you.
Is there a way to find him? Is he going to be head of the house, head of the keep there?
You would actually recognize the name and have interacted with him. He is the youngest brother of Lord Tybalt, and he is the captain of the city guard. He pretty much is kind of like the mayor of Lannisport.
Okay.
We helped him fight off that raid.
That's like
Yep.
the last
Few months
thing I could
back.
possibly remember about that dude. Is that he was there vaguely.
Yep,
So
but
he's married-
Eldridge would remember that.
Okay.
He's married
all right.
to the Lannisters that are married to my sister, or related to them. Then
Very
Yep.
good. We'll have to announce our arrival when we get there then.
Very well.
All
Tell
right,
the
well,
Lord, tell Sir Lucian of our progress.
Of course,
Sure,
I'll
I'll
let
be
him know that
impressed.
you're doing a great job.
Kind of like gets up and wobbles a little bit before it takes down, and he slaps a big dwarf hand on your shoulder as he's like eye level with you because he's up on his steps. He's like, I was told you guys are special lads. I can see it.
We are talented in a certain kind of way.
And he kind of wobbles down finally, like you can see the closer he gets, the more drunk he seems. You can see him like kind of just notice you for the first time. So before he's like, oh, Westerland's blood. You must be the priest, the Septon.
I will do my typical head flip back to flip up the faceplate of my helmet.
He spits out food as he sees your face. Seven, save you, son. He you kind of see him lean over. He goes, "Hey, Chauncey, this is a real Septon." See his like abashed Septon in the corner.
Yeah, I'm gonna look to a Septon and say, it's not always easy for a fourth son to distinguish themselves, but I recommend you find a way other than the one I have chosen. Yeah.
Was Dragonfire not your favorite things for Ebelfirth?
And I'm just gonna my armor still smells like burning flesh. And just
You gotta clean that better, man.
I boiled it. I've bleached it. I've scrubbed it. There are some smells.
Maybe we just gotta get you new armor, Sir Ebelfirth. Maybe that armor is just gonna be a bad memory for a while.
Considering I've scraped all the enamel off of it myself, all the checkerboard pattern and the shit that this armor has gone through, this might be a holy relic at this point. So I'm just like, I'm gonna keep the armor.
I think it will be in about 200 years. I think today it's just smelly and burnt.
Today it's just basically a fucking cast iron fry pan that I wear. I'll turn to the Sept and say, any word from Yellow Hill?
He kind of looks to the maester that you see standing nearby, and he kind of looks not weary, but he kind of just doesn't say anything and looks to the Lord. Lord Lydon goes, "Speak." And he goes, "My lord, grave news from Yellow Hill. Sir Ebelfirth, I'm sorry, your brothers have been slain by the Ironborn." The Lord Lydon just goes, "Oh, 7 hells."
That is truly unfortunate news.
Well, the 7 have guided my father to have a 4th son, and in fact a daughter. Just in case of this particular scenario. The world can be cruel. And then I'm going to flip my helmet down and ride off a little bit away from the group. Because I don't want to cry in front of my friends.
No.
Nobody does.
Ebelfirth.
Dang, homie. All right, well.
Well, that was a buzzkill. Get the music going again. Poor bastard. He's there now, though. It's not so bad for him.
Do you think we could trouble you for a few days' supplies to get us the rest of the way to Lannisport?
Whatever you need.
I appreciate it.
Take care of it.
Is there any information or requests you have that I should pass along when I get to Lannisport?
You tell Sir Lucian how great we're doing, and my boys look tough. Gold Road is secure.
Do I, Max, as a warfighter and a noble trained in the arts of war, does this place look like it's well defended, or is it only one side it's really well defended from?
Everything, including the wood and the bowmen, look green.
Okay.
So while it is a substantial wall, he did mention a lot of money was thrown at it. So you can buy what you need. Definitely a wall. Definitely seems like this group is used to sitting in this particular deep den as opposed to actively defending anything.
Could use a little more regimented training, maybe.
A little
Something
more
to help them along.
seasoning. Seems like there
Well,
hasn't been a veteran in some time.
Unfortunately, that'll happen, I guess. And when that does, the survivors will be your new veterans.
We're ready.
But, that you are. As ready as you possibly could be. I'll pass it along.
Good boy.
Gratitude for your aid, honored sir. Bow. Fists pressed together.
Kind of looks at you and looks at Vago. Doesn't say anything.
All right, well, I guess I'll head to where the supplies are, and I'll start loading my packs up just to make sure there's food and stuff for the trip, and then I'll be good to take off.
Cool.
I'm gonna go with Eldritch, and as you're kind of like loading stuff up, Shen's gonna kind of like try to lower his voice, moving a little closer. Forgiveness. I am a stranger in this land, and my knowledge is humble, but I don't believe a wall like that would be very good at keeping out a catastrophe such as the one in the east.
I don't know if that's for the one in the east, Shen. I think they're more worried about more terrestrial threats.
That's my point.
Are we by the wall at all, or are we more inside this like cavern type deal?
I gotta feel like we're kind of towards the, because you said pavilion.
You're closer. Exactly. Yeah, that's Eldridge has it right. That's right. Exactly what you guys.
Well, Eldridge. Well, Eldridge is loading up the equipment. Can I go and take a look at the wall for a moment?
Sure.
How tall is said wall?
It looks like right now it's about 25 feet tall. Looks like they're working on it. Might be a little taller by the end.
Does it err more on the side of rickety or like sturdy?
It's definitely a sturdy stone wall. The mortar is still
stone,
fresh for sure. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it looks like there's a lot of people working on it.
Yeah, I'll step away from the wall then and go back to the group.
Were you thinking about punching their wall over, bro?
I wasn't gonna punch it. I was gonna shake it, but I'm not gonna shake fucking mortar.
Yeah, it's a
rip a
stone,
chunk out.
stone wall for sure. The gate is
Vago's
made out
a
of
fucking
wood.
wild card. man.
Do I? Can I assess?
Sometimes that's how you check.
Can I assess the quote unquote toughness of?
Maybe you should
Said
throw
crew.
a nat 20 rock at it.
Oh no.
What are you trying to assess?
Just the general. He said that his men were tough, so the general toughness.
I mean, you and I would both be able to tell on sight that these are greenies.
Yeah, you would be able to tell if you're as a seasoned fighter, you would be able to tell that a lot of these people have not been using weapons for very long.
Yeah, I'll just casually go and join
Forgive-
the group again.
Thank you for not
Forgive
murdering
my
anyone,
ignorance,
Vago.
but to your point, since this wall would not be very useful against that particular catastrophe, what are they intending to use it on then?
Honestly, this could be a number of things. It could be to keep poor people from rushing through a certain area. It could be that they're worried that the threat in the east will force something terrestrial this way. It could be a blanket to hide under. Any number of things. The machinations of paranoid rich folk are usually beyond me. Right up until you get them to tell you directly.
If I may be so bold,
Shen, are you-
I do believe that perhaps the conversation we had with that strange, pale man in the capital, I think something more might be going on here.
Like what?
I think these men are planning something.
You think they're gonna try to do civil war?
Maybe not them specifically, but those that they serve.
It's a thought.
Well, wasn't it paid by the Lannisters?
Who live in Lannisport?
Okay.
So yeah, that could track. Absolutely could be something like that. We won't know till we get there. We've heard talk of people uniting under a certain person's banner who's not the king. So we'll have to see more once we get there. Yeah.
Again, forgiveness for my ignorance if this is incorrect, but I do not intend to get wrapped up in your nation's politics. I would prefer to
I'm gonna
stay out
lean
of this
forward
situation
and I'm
should it
gonna say,
arise.
Shen, you're working almost directly for the crown. What part of the politics did you hope to not step into?
Shen's just gonna give a sheepish smile and go, I'm here as a favor to my friend.
Uh-huh.
And also because I was told there would be opportunities for advancement.
And there are. But my boy, and I'm gonna hop up on my horse, I think your favor just got you embroiled in some politics.
We'll see.
I guess we will.
I don't think they would be so welcoming if that was the case. And also, if you're gonna storm a castle, why do you need defenses over here?
Not storm, but provide defense in the inevitable invasion from the kingdom coming back to force them to surrender.
You
Like
know,
one of those
there's
coups is like a one-time deal.
there was an old warrior saying,
Classic.
"The best offense is a great defense, child."
Yeah. Yeah. So, any number of reasons you could want a big, strong wall to be a pain in the ass with. But I think there's some credence to that Civil War idea, maybe. It's a curiosity now, for sure. Anybody else have anything they need to do here?
Nope.
All right. We're good to carry on.
All right. Guys, mount up again, all back together, and you guys take off. You are now officially in the Westerlands. Looks very familiar and similar to a lot of places you traveled to in your childhood, Strebelfirth. You would know a couple castles that lie nearby, but nothing directly on the Gold Road until you get to Lannisport. So you guys will be traveling through these mountains here for it's probably going to take you a couple days just because it's a little bit slower going for your horses. But Raj is up there flying, catching big what are those fucking hot rises?
Crosswinds and
He's soaring around like a bird,
yeah,
doing
bird stuff. Listen,
He can
Raj,
see
it's great bird stuff.
real
Don't fly in
far.
any fucking cliffs again.
He does see the occasional larger bird, as there are definitely some nests of some larger predatory birds up here, some raptors, but he manages to stay under the radar. Doesn't
Good
seem
job.
like much
Smart
of a
bird.
meal.
Yeah.
And he doesn't notice a whole lot outside of any particular dangers. A couple small rock slides here and there, but nothing really on the Gold Road itself. It seems to be pretty well maintained. And after a few days and a few nights in these mountains, you guys come on the other side, and you see for the first time the Sunset Sea on this trip. And far off in the distance, down on the coast in the bay, you do see the Rock. It is enormous. It's just a giant mountain that stands out right on the edge of the water, basically creating its own cliff face just all by itself. You see a little shimmer off next to it, pretty close by, and that certainly is Lannisport. You guys will probably be there in about a day or two.
All right. Does anybody have anything they need to do in Sarsfield?
I don't think so.
That's
I don't know anything about Sarsfield.
Isn't that a little bit north of where we actually are?
That's kind of on the way.
We're in Lannisport now.
Castle itself, but the lands are all over.
I see.
Yeah, you guys would very quickly pass into Lannister lands as they control a vast majority of the lands on the western side of the actual mountains themselves.
Can I get a quick recap on the actual tasks that we were trying to complete?
Yeah, so you guys are sent over here due to a recent Ironborn raid of Lannisport. You know that Daemon Blackfire, with the help of the local lords, was able to defeat the invaders and send them flying. Half their fleet went, they think, back to the Iron Islands, and half went south to the Shield Islands, where Daemon pursued them with others. But in Lannisport, you guys are supposed to try to figure out what's going on with the Ironborn and see if you can stop and or punish them, and B, see if you can figure out what exactly is going on with Baneport and if there is some menace there that needs to be taken care of.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so you guys ride up, and eventually you see the road kind of goes a little bit of a funky way to get you to the actual gate itself. But at a certain point, you're going to see the ocean road coming up along the western coast, and you would definitely notice with Raj that there is a massive amount of traffic. That road, that gate is blocked up.
Does it look like
For
people
your
are
last
trying
visit,
to get
Sir Elverth, you would
in?
probably be a little bit more knowledgeable here. Yes, it seems like people are
Okay.
trying to get in particular, they're trying to get into the district known as the Silver Quarter.
That's the one
Which
that actually
Elverth you
has
would
the
know
walls,
is
right?
the whole thing. The whole city has walls. All of Lannisport has huge walls. There are walls separating the distinct districts as well.
Okay, sorry.
Some nicer than others. The Silver Quarter, Elverth, and you guys that were there before would know this is where a lot of the higher class individuals live, and tend to just hang out with exclusively their caste. The road you're on, the Gold Gate seems not so busy. You're actually able to get right up without much of an issue. Um, when you guys get close to the gates, you hear a horn blow, and it's not long before some Lannister guardsmen come down. There seems to be a wide range of individuals: dwarves, humans, halflings, and half elves in the guard itself, and they're all wearing Lannister crimson and gold. And you guys are immediately approached. Hold, unbroken.
Holding.
Sir Lucian wishes to speak with you.
Oh my.
That was quick. Sure. That's kind of part of why we're here, so lead the way.
You can leave your horses in gear. Gestures
Yeah,
to a
thank
couple
you.
other guys that just come up, and like some stable hands come grab your guys' horses and like take everything away. No issue. Don't have to do anything.
Like our weapons too.
No, just like your provisions and
Okay.
packs and all the food and water and shit you guys carry.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I kind of figured.
I'm gonna point to. You said it was the ocean gate that was so busy, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna point to that side and say, why is that entrance so much busier than this one?
We don't know.
I really couldn't.
Come on.
I'm going to, like, when the guards try to take my pack, I'm just gonna go,
I'm gonna
apologies.
insight check
I'll
that.
keep my pack with me, if it's not too much trouble.
They look at you. Where are you from?
I'm from across the sea. A humble traveler, if you will. I'm gonna bow to them with my fists pressed together.
You see one that you're talking to kind of look to the one that initially told you to hold. He's like, yeah, they're all strange. Come on. They're fine. Come on.
I'm gonna, Max, I want to insight check that dude saying he doesn't know why it's so
Okay.
busy over there.
Yeah, you can roll an insight check.
12er!
Oh boy.
Oliver's not very good. Seems like he's just blowing you off.
Alright, well, fucking no help there, I guess.
You guys are escorted through the Gold Gate on the part of the Silver Quarter that doesn't reside up on the cliffs. And you guys are immediately taken through into the Golden Arch area, which you know is where the lords, high lords and ladies, the Lannisters of Casterly Rock stay when they visit. and the Lannisters that control Lannisport make their permanent residence. This is also where the City Watch keeps their quarters, and pretty much the whole city is governed from this particular district. So a lot of guards around. All the City Watch actually is housed in this area. So pretty much everywhere you go, people are watching you. You guys are brought up into the Lion's Hold and into a particular sitting room that you actually have been in before. Seems to be the personal study and sitting room of Sir Lucian. And after a couple minutes, the doors close, guards are all on the outside. You're inside this room alone. Sir Lucian does walk in from another set of doors. Golden-haired dwarf, very handsome. Not quite as handsome as his older brothers, but still seems like he's a little bit more of the soldier. And he walks in and he sees you guys and goes, "Ah, you guys are back again. Been awaiting you."
Just can't
Well,
seem to stay away, Lord
yeah.
Lucian.
Yeah, we heard, or rather, we saw the nice wall that you guys are having built. Doing a good job there.
Yeah, it's certainly a wall.
Lord Lydon is
Certainly.
doing what he's told.
Yeah, he sure is.
Well, I'm sure you know we certainly could have used you.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand things were difficult recently, if not borderline impossible.
Sir Ebelfirth, I'm very sorry for your loss.
To be fair, I haven't yet made peace with it myself, but it is rare that the fourth son should inherit.
He just puts his hand on your shoulder as you know he is personally the third son. And he goes, "You'll get through. You have bigger responsibilities now. Your sister is still here in the city.
Is she well?
She is distraught, but unharmed. I wish you to know that without your brothers and the reinforcements they brought with Lord Morgan Banefort, the city might have fallen."
Did
The
you say the
Lord-
Lord of the Banefort himself was here?
Oh, indeed. He rode in with the sons of House Broom and a whole contingent of their reinforcements. We were able to get behind Damon Blackfire and my own brother and myself, and we routed those Ironborn. Sadly, they took heavy wounds.
Is the Lord back at the Banefort now?
Oh, I would imagine so.
I'm going to not blankly stare at Ebelfirth and Eldridge and Ricard, but questionably stare at them. Because Vago only knows that we are supposed to inquire about the Banefort, but if the Lord was here... That's all.
My
Forgiveness,
brother,
honored
Lord
Lannister.
Diebold, the Hand of the King, sent word. He told me to put you in touch with some certain individuals and places that you could get information about these Ironborn raiders. I have my men working on it. I should report back this evening.
Very good. And then we heard, maybe I'm misremembering details here, Max. Didn't he say somebody, like one of the sons, was rallying like 7 different houses under him? Or was that somebody from the Iron Lords was doing that? From the Iron Islands?
Damon Blackfire seems to be leading most of the forces. and
That are
doing,
going
doing
against.
heroic things.
Okay.
And
And
as
that's not who
Tywin
we were
Lannister once
sent.
said, covering himself in glory.
That's not who we were sent here to take care of, though, right?
Correct. That is the also bastard son of the former king and stepbrother to the current king. He is pretty much the warrior incarnate.
Okay.
As a
Um,
reminder, our side objective is to take care of this problem before Daemon Blackfire can.
Yeah, it's almost a
Because we
race
want
that
it
we
to-
got.
Well, the crown. Yeah, the crown wants it to look like we were sent by the crown to deal with this before he was able to deal with it.
Right. Correct.
Okay, so they don't want Damon to get super glorious here. And then, just to confirm, the other thing we're here to do is take care of the leader of the Bane Fort and bring him to supplication to the crown.
Seems like you and
If
Brendan
necessary.
Rivers are pretty confident that he is up to no good.
Okay. And he was here with all of his people how many days ago?
The attack on Lannisport was a few weeks ago.
Okay. And so he was here at the time, just like happened to be when all those dudes showed up to do the raid?
Seems like he made a. At least as the story is presented to you, they did some sort of heroic Roman-esque to get there in time to save the city.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, so long as we can get him to reaffirm his vows to the crown and we believe him, I don't really have an issue with just talking to him at first then. But I guess for now we should go and talk to whoever this guy wants us to talk to, right?
Yeah.
Communication and information can only help us.
Sure.
Feel free to rest. I'll come speak with you this evening.
All right. Well, appreciate the consideration, and we'll see you later.
You guys are.
Gratitude, honored Lannister.
He looks at you, gives you a nod. Seems like he appreciates manners, being highborn. And you guys are escorted to rooms that you actually stayed in previously. They're actually just two big rooms connected by like one of those fun hotel doors when you were a kid that you liked. So it is pretty much. It can be pretty much one big room. And you guys are brought there, and you can stay. Looks like there's refreshments. You can clean up, wash, whatever. Is there anything you guys want to do? You just want to skip ahead?
I'll approach Sir Ebelfirth, and I'll just give him a slight bow and go, Ebelfirth, apologies. I've not had the chance yet to give my condolences for your brothers.
I appreciate that, but to say I knew that this was going to happen would be wrong, but I knew this was going to happen.
That is what I wish to speak to you about. This story about this Lord of the Banefort coming with your brothers to the city, it does not make much sense to me. Forgiveness if it is my ignorance speaking, but does that sound suspicious to you? How do you think this could have happened?
I'm going to think back to all the opportunities I had to ride back in this direction after speaking with my siblings and losing connection with all of them. I was told that the Lord of the Banefort wields some undue influence over my house. I'm curious if the wounds were received during combat or before.
That is what I was thinking as well. If we are looking for evidence of injustice from this Lord of the Banefort, perhaps we could start with the potential assassination of your brothers. That might give us the justification we need.
Is the Lord of the Banefort known for his skills in the field, or more by the chair?
Max, correct me if I'm wrong, but not a lot is known about the Lord of the Banefort other than they're kind of fucking secluded. and
They
dickish.
certainly keep to themselves for sure. You can roll a history check, but off the top you would already know is that yes, they don't leave for a lot of occasions. They don't go to a lot of weddings or parties that they're invited to. They didn't go to the king's coronation. Um, their lands are said to be quiet but kind of tough.
Shitty.
You have personally not met Lord Morgan Bainfort or his heirs that supposedly exist. But you have seen, his banners and some of his individuals around from time to time. You guys also definitely met some underneath the. Wow, I'm blanking on the term right now. Anyway, you guys. No, that's bothering me. I have to remember. Not good that I can't remember that. That's an
Where-
easy one.
Where we met his men.
The Dragon Pit. God, and Dragon something I couldn't remember. Underneath the Dragon Pit, some individuals that also seem to be treasure hunting, and didn't have a great interaction with you guys. But you
Yeah, fuck those.
don't know a lot more than that with a 14. But they're certainly they're House Banefort. They're not particularly friendly.
Yeah. To put
So
it kindly, they are the turd in the proverbial punch bowl.
So, Shen, if I'm not mistaken in understanding what you're trying to say, you're saying that Sir Ebelfirth's family was brought here to lay victim of the incursion of the Ironborn, set up by the Lord of the Banefort himself.
It would certainly be an apt opportunity to have them removed if that was his intention.
Do we know?
Sir Belfirth, with your permission, if we are able, if we could examine the bodies of your brothers, I may be able to assess what could have happened to them.
I would allow that. Gonna grim up. The dead can teach us much that the living could not tell us.
I will
Do
be
we-
and that's the
as
Maester
respectful
training.
as I can.
Do you know of any cohesion that might be happening between the Ironborn and... What is the actual name of the person who is the Lord of the Banefort?
Lord Morgan Banefort the Seventh.
Yeah, any cohesion there that you know of?
No.
Hmm.
Not specifically, but
It's not long before rap at the door comes, and you guys are asked to be escorted back into that same sitting chamber for Sir Lucian. As you guys walk in, same thing. Guards close the door. No one's in there but you for a minute or two. Lucian comes walking in. Sure, you've enjoyed your rest. My men have returned. Seems they did their best to be discreet, but we aren't spy masters. I'll be forth. There are two distinct spots my men recommend you visit. One is the Hangman. It's a tavern in Seafield. It's near the old Sept. I'll let you guys know out of game, the person that made this map is wrong. The old Sept is not in Lannistown. So, just so you know.
yeah, isn't it in the Golden Arch?
No, it is an old, crappy Sept. It
Well,
is
weren't we
in
there?
Seafield. Seafield is where you guys went to the docks. It is pretty much the working class, poorest part, but Lannisport isn't a poor place, so it's certainly better than Flea Bottom by leagues, but it is still the poorer section.
Is that not where we
Lot-
fought that weird
Yep.
thingy?
Absolutely is. Yep. And you guys visited, or Eldridge himself was, I think, the only one that went into the Salty Clam, which is a little dockside tavern. So you guys know the actual spot itself. And Sir Lucian is telling you about another place there called the Hangman. It's a tavern. They'll tell you it's the oldest. They have a bard there. Sings a lot of old legends. I think you can learn something there.
Interesting.
And the other place?
The other place, something I would not typically recommend or even speak of, but the hand my lord and my brother have asked me to assist as best I can, so I shall. It is not strictly above board, but there is a place. It's called the Golden Tide, or the Pool. It's deep in labyrinths underneath the city. In fact, it's really only water free, just a few nights of the year around, or a few nights a month rather, around the full moon. It's mostly for degenerate gamblers and those looking for less savory activities. It wouldn't exist if it was up to me, but not everything is.
Are we in
You
one of
guys-
those
Spots
periods
serve
of
their
times
purpose, Lord.
that it would be water free there?
Conveniently, you guys would know that actually this very evening is a full moon, which is just nice.
Well,
how that works
la
out.
fucking da.
Would you look at that?
Well, look at that motherfucker.
So
There
it
are-
seems as if we have some work to do tonight.
There are many labyrinths, but only one leads down to the pool that my men know of. I'm certain there are others. We monitor the entrance and know who goes in and who goes out. Others certainly do as well. You might be able to ask around to find another entrance or find one yourselves, or feel free to join the main crowd, but you are conspicuous.
I think that's actually to our advantage, for if we were to enter such a place, I'm sure that they would prefer to answer our questions and get us out of there as soon as possible rather than incur our wrath or even our attention for an extended period.
I wish I could tell you that all criminals have that common sense, but I'm certain you're familiar that they do not.
Well, some that do not understand will be shown the rod. Such is the way.
Those are my recommendations. Do with them as you see fit. You may certainly stay here during your duration. Sir Ebelfrith, your sister would like to visit with you. I can have her here in but a few minutes.
That would be excellent. I would very much like to introduce her to my companions. She was not able to meet them the last time.
That's all. He takes his leave.
Honored Sir Lucian, if I could make one more request. Sir Ebelfrith has wished to say goodbye to his deceased brothers. Are their bodies perhaps interned in the custom of your nobles?
See him to have a deep exhale. I will leave such questions to the lady.
Oh shit.
Looks grave and then walks out.
Dear
Guys
sister, let me tell you why I have to cut open my 3 brothers. This isn't gonna be weird to explain to my sister at all. Max, every once in a while I read a character backstory that I regret. And you're just fucking...
Yes, tell me all of your family.
You know what? I'm just gonna start playing orphans. Orphans are easier.
Well, after a few minutes, probably 5 to 10, you would see the door open, and in walks your older sister, Lady Edelwyn, and she looks like she has probably been upset for a while, and she just runs to you. Oh, Ethelfirth!
I will not take my helmet off at this point because that might be more upsetting than what she's currently going through. But I will just kind of guide her to a chair if there's one nearby and say, Edelwyn, the world has changed, but I need you to be strong. And at this point, I will take off my helmet. It has changed all of us.
And she just goes, basically, she starts to wail. Oh, my brothers! She touches your face. What has cursed us so? Why do the 7 disparage us when you fight for them?
Well, let me ask my wife when I get back. No. I'm going out for a while before I cast calm motions because I need answers out of her.
Okay. Yeah, kind of.
So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and cast calm emotions.
Yeah, that'll work. She her hysterics go down a little bit. She seems to still be sad. She hasn't forgotten, but she seems to be trying to get over her grief. Oh, I'm so glad you're here.
I apologize for
She
being
just
away for so long.
Gives you a hug.
Allow me to introduce my traveling companions, Eldritch.
Hey,
Like me, in that he would never inherit, but unlike me, he is a bastard. And that I think is
it's
maybe
one of
the
my
best thing about
specialties.
him.
Oh, my manners, I'm so sorry. Hello. She does her best curtsy while she's trying to hold her handkerchief.
Meet this young man who has impressed me often in both his stout heart and the strength of his bow, Ricard, from the north.
Aye.
She curtsies again.
Uh,
Highborn.
and additionally, Vago, known as the Hurricane. A bit punchy, that one, so... and this is Liang Shen, a highly recommended traveling companion and already a voice of wise counsel among us.
Oh,
My greetings,
love you guys.
Lady Brom.
Sister, I would love to be delicate, but you know my nature to be blunt. Are our brothers buried? Or do they rest in state?
They're at the bottom of the bay.
Shit. Of course they are.
I'm gonna look at Shen when he hears this, because I imagine just like, and I'm gonna be like, I have a thing for this. Not a guarantee, but I think I have a way to maybe try and find. Sister,
We need Mordecai.
Scuba man, go.
Got him.
Scuba Steve,
Could really go with some indefinite water breathing right now.
sticky diver. Sister, did you get a chance to speak with our brothers before they fought in the battle, or did they show up suddenly?
No, they were showed up and went right into battle. I only saw their banners from the city walls,
And had you
but I
had
saw the ship go down.
And you had-
Oh,
contact with them recently?
not for months.
And
Father doesn't respond to my letters either.
and you even saw Ebenford riding.
I saw them from a distance. They were all there. But I didn't see them up close.
Wearing their armor, obviously that you recognize, custom made for each of them. With the
Of course. Just as father would have loved to see.
It's our sad times, sister. You are well protected here. You have a personal guard that you feel are loyal to you.
Oh, yeah. Let's go back to the rock. I can't stay here anymore.
I understand, sister. I wish I could have been here to protect our brothers. I have been granted many boons by the Seven, but I have not been able to bring them to bear. I hope with this party and their strength of arms, as well as minds, I can avenge our brothers. But
Kill all
also,
those dirty Ironborn.
has the Lord of the Banefort been in touch?
Oh, they rode down. They were so brilliant. You should have seen them. Lord would shoulder to shoulder with our brothers, and they were right beside Damon Blackfire. It looked glorious. Lord Banefort was striking them down, and Damon was the warrior himself. Oh, when they started to flee, Damon took to ship, and our brothers went right behind him. They took the next one, but their ship was hit, was sunk. Their armor.
You know,
This Damon, he rode with Lord Banefort, you say?
What'd you say?
I asked if Damon Blackfire was with the Lord of the Banefort specifically, like if they were riding together.
Damon was here. He was the first to rally our troops and get Sir Lucian onto the docks to defend the city. Lord Banefort and our brothers came in later and reinforced them as they'd been backed into a corner.
Right.
dear sister, if I could ask of you one thing, I would ask that you do not leave the rock, nor accept any invite to travel, until you hear from me in the way that you know I would reach out to you. And I will
looks
also
worried.
start any official communication with you in my specific way with the term. I'm gonna look around to both sides. Asparagus. Because I can't use my other favorite word, because it'll teleport me back to fucking King's Landing.
What was that word again?
Just like that, 2 weeks of travel, undone.
Yeah, undone. Yeah, you guys have to go without your healing battery for 2 weeks. Good fucking luck.
Oh yeah, no, we went last 2 weeks.
But sister, if you hear words in your head that do not start with the word asparagus and sound like my voice, trust them not.
Asparagus is the safe word.
I fear there are stronger powers at work here, even among who appear to be allies. So again, accept no invitations, attend no dinners if you can avoid it, travel not.
I'm
There are
definitely gonna
only-
have to eat dinner.
Maybe take up poetry or art or something. Like all this sounds very drab and boring, Sir Ebelfrith. You got to give her some kind of outlet here.
She's a fucking lady in Westeros. Her life is already fucking boring as shit. Have you heard from Evelyn at all? Our youngest sister.
No, I've not. I felt all alone.
Perhaps send a raven to her and see if she will travel to you. I'm sure the rains could spare her for a moment.
Yes, you're right. I should write her.
I know she was young when you left, but she is strong and a good shoulder to lean on in these trying times.
She just puts her hand on your shoulder. You too, brother.
And I'm gonna like kind of motion her down to the sword on my hip and say, "The seven protect me in their way."
Her like eyes go wide as
Uh,
she sees it.
Many
Hi.
things have changed, sister. Many things.
Indeed.
And I'm gonna look to Shannon and just be like, "Sister, I'll try to retrieve our brothers' bodies. Should I be able to find a way? But go, rest, eat. You look gaunt."
Yes, yes. Thank you, brother. Father would be proud.
As my sister leaves, I'm gonna immediately turn to the party and just go, "My eldest brother was very heavy and could not fit in his armor past the age of 16 years. That he rode into combat with the Lord of the Banefort tells me not all was well. Because good
That sounds
old,
You
desperate
think
and
he may have been
stupid
an
then.
imposter?
yeah, good old Ebenford was a fat dickhead. Excuse me, Eckhart, the third oldest, was the cruel, overweight sadist among my siblings. So the fact that he could fit in his armor was questionable. Let's see if we can ask around at where the ship went down, if y'all don't mind.
What time of day is
If
it?
they were wearing heavy enough armor, perhaps the tides did not take them.
I'm gonna look at my armor and say, "There's a reason I hate the ocean." And just
You guys would definitely have enough time in the day, as it is pretty much just the afternoon.
Okay. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
yeah. I mean, if you guys want to go do something else, we can do this another time. Also, before we leave here, I feel like this
Oh, no,
isn't
Shen's all
digging
about the
into the broom.
investigation into what killed your brothers.
the
He's
broom
intrigued.
family
He
tree
thinks
might
there's
not be the most
mischief afoot.
thrilling stuff. Yeah.
And I think that these two places that we have to look at are probably going to be more of a nighttime endeavor.
Yeah.
Yeah, so is there value in us going and doing a little trolling in the bay? See if
Yeah.
we can find a
We're gonna
couple-
dredge up my brother's bodies, just drag some anchors across the bottom
Go
of the
get your
bay.
brothers.
But like in all seriousness, could you do that with like a boat and you just move the water out the way? Grid search it?
It's really gonna depend how deep the water is.
Where
in the
they
bay.
fell in it?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you can clear the water out of the way to the boat's wreckage, I can go down to the wreckage without any difficulty.
Yeah, Max, I'd love to like ask around and see like if there's a general area
Okay.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah. You
where the ship they're on went down.
Right. You guys would know that it looks like the Ironborn did try to get into the harbor proper. So Golden Arch, Sunfield, and Seafield all have docks. Golden Arch is the nicest one. That is, in fact, where the most of the lords and ladies, or excuse me, lords and their retainers were fighting. Obviously, it's just kind of how Westeros is. They're defending the rich people's neighborhood. So they would have been down there. You know that from the stories you were told that that ship did not get out of the harbor.
Okay.
So it is not particularly far off. But it is
And it
assumed
was
that anyone that fell in with heavy armor is certainly drowned. So there's not like any searches or anything going on.
right, but like it would have been somewhere towards the Golden Arch side of the harbor.
Yep.
Somewhere between
All right.
there and the mouth.
Yeah. So the actual harbor wall. Yep. And the Golden Arch docks. You guys could probably ask around the actual docks when you get there. You know that it's not particularly deep inside of the walled harbor itself. 50 feet is probably the deepest it gets.
Okay.
Well, let me tell you about my 100-foot by 100-foot cube
Yeah,
I
dude.
can park water on. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 times I can do this a day for 10 minutes each to separate the water and basically clear it so we could kind of, I mean, my brother's bodies are going to be pretty distinct if they're still wearing their armor and they're not covered in muck, ooze, or grime. That checkerboard pattern is very distinct, I would say.
What color was it? The yellow and black?
It's white with green checkerboard, I believe.
Okay.
Is it's like silver
be in
armor with a
Be in your
green
handouts here.
checkerboard. I want to say.
Yeah, green and black checkered
is,
with knight's
oh,
helmet,
basically-
looks like.
Yeah, my armor used to look badass as fuck until I gave up my family name and scraped it all off on one of our long ass horse rides. So now I just
Yeah,
ride.
it did look cool.
Yeah. Also, I could never paint a miniature that had it, so I'm kind of glad I dropped it. Because if I ever decide to paint up this character, I'm never going to be able to do a checkerboard pattern. So yeah, it was badass, but I mean, I don't know how you want to do this, Max. Like a grid search while we're just sitting on a fucking rowboat in the bay, just like moving it around.
Yeah. Yeah, so you guys are asking around and trying to get a boat for hire, and a heavy-set dwarf does come up to you. Just goes, "Oi, I was here. I know where them there ships went down. I'll
Yeah,
take
that's
it."
actually what I was thinking of asking, was if anybody saw where that specific ship went down, or how far out about, or something like that.
I
So, yeah,
saw it all. It
excellent.
was right here.
Can we
Well,
insight
what
check
do you-
this dude?
Yeah, you
No,
can.
I buy this guy. What do you do for a living, sir?
Well, now I do tours, but I was a fisherman.
Could you get me some empty barrels, perhaps, while we begin this search? I'd pay you for your time.
Oh, right, you will. 1,000 dragons. I'll take you out there and give you them barrels.
1,000 dragons.
Eldridge, you feel like that's. You gotta see how he does. That's pretty decent.
Yeah. We'll also
He
fight.
seems to be pretty confident that he knows where it is.
How about against a 26?
You are certain that this dude knows what you want
Knows his
and
shit.
knows that his information is valuable.
Okay. How about this? If we find what we're looking for, I'll let you keep one of the sets of armor. That's easily worth more than 1,000 dragons to the right buyer.
Might be bad luck. 2 sets.
2 sets, and you throw in 2 bottles of rum when we're done.
Deal.
I'll spit in my hand and shake on that.
He does the same.
Because I don't give a fuck about this armor anyway. Anybody
Gets
want
his,
full plate? I got a dwarf size set, one more dwarf size set of full plate still up for grabs.
He gets his boys going, and they get their little skiff. Looks like it's probably just him and a couple dudes as they load up some empty barrels. He gives you your 2 skins of rum and takes you guys out. And yeah, he gets you to the spot where he says it's the main part of the fighting was and where most of the ships went down. Like, right here. This is where it is.
How long will you be able to hold this magic, Ethelfrith?
10 minutes, so I would say a few minutes to search, and if we can see it, if we can then, I would say 1 time to find, and I will release the spell, let the water level rise naturally. If we can get the rowboat then, and then lower, and then tie the barrels via rope to the bodies, so when the water level rises again the next time, it will at least give us something to pull up.
I should be able to carry at least 1 out on my own.
I can easily carry.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn to Vago. I'm gonna go, apologies, but are you certain you'll be able to make it the 50 feet out of the bottom of the water?
While carrying it, yes, pretty quickly actually.
All right, this just got fucking
Shen
metal
will
as
just
hell.
nod. Very well.
I thought we were gonna have to fucking pull up some bodies on some rope.
Unless you legitimately have an ulterior way that you can move.
I feel like Shen could probably.
I have my own way to get out, but
Mhm.
as I said, I will only be able to carry 1 of them at a time.
I think I can carry at least 1. I do have powerful builds, so I'm technically 1 size larger when it comes to carrying capacity.
Yeah, you
and-
wouldn't have problem carrying 2 dwarves and plate.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Shen trusts
the
you when
two
you say you
dwarves
have
are about
your own way out.
300
So you told him you have a way. He
easily do
believes
that.
you.
Well, unless I'm misunderstanding the task here, we're just retrieving bodies from the water, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna be in a 50-foot deep pit surrounded by water.
Yeah. Where's the boat going to be
Okay.
that we're getting the...
At the top of that 50-foot pit of water,
How the fuck are
least
you
I'll
gonna
assume.
get out?
right?
That's what
I
he's
have a
saying.
way.
He's flexing right now.
Well, I mean, unless we're lowering the boat, but I didn't think this was like a gentle set down. I thought Ethelfrith's spell.
I
like,
thought Sir Elberforth
know.
said that he was going to lower the boat down as well.
Yeah. Well,
can you do
basically,
that?
I can drop it immediately, or I can make it gentle to part the water.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you could make it gentle. I thought we were just gonna fucking plummet to the abyss if you did this.
No,
under us,
it's
but
like draining
that
a
works
bathtub.
better.
I mean, if you're a heavy ship,
Okay.
even draining a bathtub when you hit the bottom is still gonna fuck your ship up.
Yeah,
Alright,
probably
in that case, we're good.
would not be cool with that happening to his ship unless you had some sort of plan.
Yeah, I would say,
I feel like a rowboat,
Once-
that'd be alright, though.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like a skiff. It's got a little sail and paddles as well.
All right.
I mean, if we jump into the water and then I lower it while we're holding on to barrels as we just sink to the ground, and then we can tie it, and yeah, there's ways to do this.
Did we figure out a location, like an exact location? Or...
He gave us an area, but he's, again, if he can pass a 26 insight check, and he's requiring two full plates to get this done, this guy better be producing the goods on the first try. So when we get out there, I'll basically be like, Shen, Vago, if you would each hold a barrel, and just push them slightly
Very well.
away. Let them sit on a barrel and then push it slightly away from the boat. And I will. Eldritch, would you also like to assist, or?
Yes, how could I?
Oh, I'm not getting in the water.
Oh, all right. Well, anyone who wants to tie a barrel to a body, essentially, I'm thinking like the Jaws shark barrels. So we just at least have an indicator of where the body's hanging from. Would be my initial plan.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'm
Yeah.
just not going in the water.
And then I will
I'll
cast.
let Shen handle it then.
I will cast part water.
That's 100 feet.
50 feet down has the 100-foot square. Yeah.
100 foot square.
So if it's only 50 feet deep, 50 feet down, I'm sure the entire bay that's already seen some fucked up shit is a little bit worried that there's water like shooting up into the air now in various directions. But you know, they're not unfamiliar with the shit I've done in the past.
You did do it once before. That's true. It might be a local legend at this point. So do you want the ship to be lowering in the water as well, or do you want the ship to be 50 feet up in the on top of the?
I would like the ship to be 50 feet up while we're trying to find exactly where the bodies are. So basically do a grid search from 50 feet up.
Okay, so no one is in the water and the ship is not lowering as well. If it just lowers down, nobody's there, then you guys can just see the water start to get lower. As it gets to about 30 feet, you can already see some masts from several different shipwrecks. You see most of them look like long ships, but there are a couple galleys and big sailing ships and merchant ships as well, but far more long ships. And the further the water goes down, the more just the shipwreck you see. Just bodies, goods, half rotten things that are just getting decomposed under 50 feet of water, no sunlight, and it's a mess. Everything looks disgusting and brown and slimy. You see a lot of distinct ships. It probably smells absolutely terrible. And at the bottom, you can certainly see a bunch of different dead individuals. You imagine that if you got pretty close, you might be able to find your brothers.
I'm going to
Eldridge, is there any way
grab
you can
the
send
barrel
the
given to
burb
me.
down?
Burb away.
Burb
I'm
away.
gonna grab the
Roll a
barrel given
perception
to me, and I'm gonna jump off as well.
Nice,
when that
sweet.
Fucking love that shit. Love
Bird
that.
goes down. Are you also looking for them? You can roll as well if you're down.
Yeah,
there,
when I get
Shannon.
down there, I'm gonna look for them. Yeah.
Oh, I wanted
I'm
to
gonna
go
get down there and look for them as well.
as well.
Are you gonna jump?
I don't know if I can jump. We're lowering
stay up
something,
here.
right? Were we lowering?
Shen's going
Shen
down with a barrel
just
with a rope
jumped.
on it.
I just jumped.
Yeah,
I just jumped. Yeah.
Don't.
You're gonna
He's
jump
probably
50
got
feet?
a way to not.
Okay.
Dude, he said he would jump at 50 feet, bro! He said it!
Okay. I go to reach for Ricker and he's already off the side of the boat. I'm like,
Rickard
feel
saw
like-
Shen do it, and he's like,
Yeah.
"That looked cool."
I feel like
going
Ricard
too.
just goes
No, I
full
thought you
Prince
said
of
there was
Persia and
barrels.
puts his
I was
knife
gonna
into
ride
the
barrel
water
then.
as he's riding it down.
No,
Full
Shen
Prince
jumped,
of Persia
Shen
style.
jumped
I'm
off
carrying
like,
a barrel.
with a barrel into an empty water. There
And
is
into
there
a
is no
void.
water there. Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
an empty pool essentially. He jumped into.
Yeah. You can leap if you want.
I jumped off a 50
But it would
foot
probably
high cliff,
hurt.
basically. Yeah.
I mean,
Rickard, what do you want to do?
You're basically jumping down onto broken wood.
Yeah, is there water still that I can get to? I'll jump in the water.
Yeah, you're on
Oh, yeah, we're on a
water,
boat.
but down in
No.
this hole, no.
Yeah, I know, but I can probably swim towards the center where the cylinder of air is, right? Or
Yeah,
the
probably.
cube of
You
air.
know what you could try?
So you want to
could
Yeah,
try
you want to
actually,
jumping
sink,
one
and
of
then
the
you want to
walls
step
of water
out. That's
Yeah,
and hitting
exactly.
it at like 20 feet and then just sinking the other bit.
Yeah.
So you can
Yeah, you
fall
could
like
definitely
30
sink
feet.
and then come out.
I'm trying to jump into the water and then swim down into where the wall ends, effectively. Where the
Okay,
wall
probably
is
about
and-
25 feet down. Your eardrum's probably about to burst, so I'd say you probably pop out right there.
25 feet down?
Yeah, have you
Pretty-
ever
that's pretty deep.
free dive?
Air?
Yeah.
Alright.
Rediving 20 feet almost fucking gave me a permanent headache. So,
I'm gonna be staying in the boat, just watching what Shen is doing at this time.
Okay. Shen, you can go ahead and roll a perception check. Eldridge, Raj is kind of flying around. He sees a lot of carnage. And some of it is from some time ago,
God
but a lot of
damn,
it is
Shen.
recent. And with him circling around and Shen looking as well, you guys are able to find a familiar sigil.
All right.
So you see a checked black and green
I'll have
shield and a cloak.
I'll have Raj land on the helmet and just T-pose.
Cool. Rick, you swim down and pop out of the water. You take 9 bludgeoning damage as you fall and land on the ground.
Fuck.
Oops.
But you're pretty tough, so that's not really a whole lot for you. You scrape your arm, twist your
Shen-
ankle a little bit.
Shen just
but
jumps
you are
out
down
and
there.
lands on the ground just fine.
Yeah, so I jump, and then from your perspective, I fall the full 60 feet, and I like reach my hand into the water as I go down, and it like slows me, and then when I hit the ground, you see a ring of black smoke just around me, and I just seem like I just landed pretty lightly, actually.
Okay.
Well, that was pretty metal.
How'd you do
All
that?
right.
Yep.
How'd you
Well,
do that?
is it 50 feet or 60 feet?
50 feet.
50 feet.
I'm gonna look at Vago and be like, don't.
I'll help Ricard up. As
I don't know,
he
Vago. That
hits the
sounds like
ground
a
and-
challenge.
Shen has how many minutes, Ebelfirth?
I'm gonna look at him and be like, 9.5 more, 9
And-
more, maybe.
and what ha-
8 more. They've been searching.
8 more. Okay.
And
Eight
what
more.
happens to the water when that goes away?
It slowly starts to refill the trench
Slowly?
over 6 seconds.
Max,
over
can I
one
find,
round.
Very fast.
I think that you're underestimating how much water is moving one time at 6 seconds, dog.
So it literally says the water then slowly fills the trench over the course of the next round until the water. So imagine like a whole turn. So I imagine
Not
it's
very
over like
slowly though.
60
that's really fast.
seconds because it's like a round of turns essentially.
Oh, okay, okay.
So I imagine it takes essentially like a minute for it to like.
Yeah, a round is 10 turns.
I thought a round.
Well-
oh, okay. I see
Yeah.
what you're saying. A round of turns.
Yeah.
I see.
So it says
Well, 10
over the
10
course of the next
Okay.
round.
Yeah, so it's
So you
over the
hold
course
it
of
for
a
10
full
minutes,
Yeah, I
so
see.
we technically have
10
100
minutes
rounds?
and then a wet 11th minute.
Yeah.
So basically, what happens is it starts filling, and then at the start of his next turn, after he releases it, that's when it's filled.
No,
But
it's
it's-
a round, bro. It's 10
Yeah,
full
that's a round.
turns all the way around.
A round is just when
6
everybody has a
round.
turn.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
That's what I mean.
it's really
it's like
fast.
roughly 60 seconds.
Yeah,
like
it's
is-
crashing.
is-
It's
you had to
crashing in
measure.
real quick.
Anyway,
I mean,
uh,
it's
Max,
not brutal because it fills from
Yeah.
the bottom essentially, but
With a 24, do I see?
but that also is
um,
like being ejected out of a fucking pool.
Do I see a second one of Ebelfirth's brothers, or do I just see the one that Raj also found?
You spot that first one, and you kind of can easily dig through some rubble, turn over some boards, and yeah, you can find three individuals wearing
found
very
all of
nice armor in the House Broom colors.
Okay,
All
I'm gonna
three
bring them
dwarves.
all over to the same area. I'm gonna tie 2 of them together, the 2 heavier looking ones, and then I'm gonna tie the barrel to that rope, and then I'm gonna grab the lightest of the 3, and I'm gonna like shoulder carry him like a fireman, and then I'll walk to the edge of the water where the boat is, and I'm going to activate Step of the Wind. By using a Kai point. And when I do that, I'm going to also use this. So, Rikar, if you're down here with me, you would basically see Shen's eyes like turn completely black with like red irises, and then 2 black wings that basically look like dragon wings sprout out of his back. And then I'm just gonna like jump, and he flies up, and I just land back on the boat.
What's the point of the
Carrying his
barrels
body.
again? They're just gonna
Float.
Float. You're
Yeah.
gonna hope they float.
It's gonna create.
yeah,
a
they're,
super
it's like
large
imagine
rumble
Jaws when they
A buoy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now these are
Essentially.
shut. These are closed barrels.
I'm lobster trapping my brothers.
Yeah. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
closed
they're
barrels
sealed
that are
empty
inside.
barrels.
Okay. Okay. This whole time I have not been
Think
looking
Jaws.
for
I'm trying to-
Ebelford's brothers.
What are you looking for?
I have casted.
Are you just
detect-
looting
I have
bodies?
casted detect magic and been searching around.
Oh.
Is there magical loot down here?
Not a bad idea.
That's fucking awesome, actually.
Shit, I might go back down
you
and
are
help you.
able to get you are able to get a ting off your detect magic. It seems to be coming from Ebelford's three brothers.
Mm.
You go up to them specifically. You see there's a little small necklace, not quite a medallion, but a little charm they each have on their person.
Yeah, I can't steal that. It's too obvious. I say to myself. Alright. Do I see any, like, large fish in the water?
How fast does it drain out Ebelford? They probably swim out. But yeah, there's probably some that are
Yeah,
dumb.
yeah.
There's probably
it
fish flopping
takes-
around.
Yeah, it takes one cast basically for it to drain. So
Yeah, there's probably some fish that got
Actually-
caught in that trying to breathe.
stupid.
Like,
just
I'm
walking.
looking for, like, larger fish. Even just swimming around the walls.
Probably, yeah.
Well, can I cast, speak with animals?
Sure.
And I'm going to ask for assistance to one of those fishes. Actually, you know what? I'm going
See
to not do that. Sorry. I'm going to actually find one of the fishes on the ground, and
Okay.
if it's a live fish, I'm gonna smack it upside the head.
Oh,
Really quickly
to kill it?
to kill it, and then I'm
Okay.
gonna eat it, or just take a bite out
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
Max, do I get any special abilities from this?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's different from the ones you currently have, but you,
I don't know,
yeah, it's a dexterity bonus for you.
Okay, I don't get like a swimming attribute,
Not specifically, no.
not from this one. Okay. All right, then I will cast speak with animals if I can find any like large fish.
Yeah,
swimming around
yeah,
it.
for sure. There's big fish around.
All right. Can you help me out of this?
Oh, okay.
And then I'm gonna, I guess, jump into the water.
All right. Fish is just like swimming right there, doing fish stuff. Just like looks at you, super dumb.
And then ask him to slowly bring me up.
Oh, okay. Gets to the top. Oh, I like it up here. I'm gonna go back down.
Oh, thank you.
Swims away.
Big brain fish.
Intelligence of 1.
What a nice
You're
fish.
so helpful.
It's a big, nice fish. Sometimes animals just need a friend.
I'll be your little friend.
So you guys have tied some of these bodies to barrels. Rikar's back up. Shen is back up on the boat with one body, right? You took one with you?
Yeah.
Cool.
We'll respectfully set it down before Sir Ebelford.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at the dwarf who's helping us and say, we gotta pull up the other three, and then we will gently, on land, remove them from armor, and you will get.
Right. They all seem to be pretty taken aback as to all the things that they just saw. So
Yeah, I was gonna say they just saw a
Referring to you guys
metahuman.
now. Oh, all right.
Do you believe in the 7?
Right. 7, save us.
She already saved me. and then I'm just gonna go back to my work and just start pulling up the rope with the barrel as I release the spell, and the water fills up and the barrel starts to bob. I imagine. Start
Yeah.
pulling over the other ones, and with the help of, I assume, Vago and Eldritch, start pulling the bodies of the other two
Of course.
siblings out of
Yeah.
the
Yes.
water.
You make an
I would say-
athletics check, or can we just fucking yank
I'd
this
say you
shit
guys
up?
can successfully manage to do that. You're pretty beefy and strong.
Yes.
So as working as a unit, you guys absolutely can get them all up on the deck of this ship. You can get the skiff into the harbor, and you can get them off the ship if you'd like.
Yeah. Where were we welcome to stay, Max? And would they have a cold enough
we
basement?
need a morgue.
We need or should we actually go to the sea field and go to the old sept? 'Cause it's probably got a dank, cold basement to really.
The old sept, has been there for a long time. That's for sure. So they probably have a deep, deep foundation. But there are also certainly places to store things, and they do, the Silent Sisters. You'd be very familiar with funeral rite branch of this Faith of the Seven. Absolutely have a morgue where they take people.
Yeah,
Nobody else is really allowed in there.
So I would try to approach the Silent Sisters.
Yeah,
area.
they wouldn't be hard to find. They would actually be located near the current new sept, which is up in Lannistown. You guys could definitely get there without much of an issue. To pay Captain Dale his funds.
Dale, your 2 sets of armor will be coming forthwith. Is there a place I should have them delivered?
They know me. Send them to Dale.
Did good work today, Dale. I'm gonna put a hand on his shoulder and say, "May you have a good day." And I'm gonna give him guidance for the next minute for if he decides to fucking do something
Nice.
good. This
Cool.
is whistle a song he's never whistled before. I'm just gonna make
Alright.
real specific eye contact through the face of my helmet. Just getting real. I've seen some shit, and you should feel blessed. Energy.
Today is a wild day. Great to see you guys. I'm gonna go. Suddenly have the courage to ask out that one lady I never had. Just runs off.
You should name your first son Ebelfirth. I hear it's a good name. And then just, and then I'm gonna go towards the Silent Sisters, who are not the most excited to ever let anyone in.
Yeah, that is
But
accurate.
I feel like I could maybe talk him into it a little bit.
Certainly possible. Is everyone going with Wilfirth?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going.
Why not?
All right. Oh yeah, you guys can certainly get some mules or whatever on a cart and get those bodies brought up to the sept. Sept of Gold is pretty ostentatious. Maybe even more so than the Great Sept of Baelor. Certainly smaller, certainly less crowded. But as far as the luxuries, no expense was spared. Ebelfirth, you would know that the Lannisters of the Rock particularly paid for this, thinking that the old sept was too shabby and gross. And this brand new sept is their gift to the Seven. As you approach, you guys can definitely see a distinct separate path that leads down to the foundations of the sept as opposed to in the sept proper. Ebelfirth, you would know that is where the Silent Sisters keep their work.
Yeah, I would. I will move in that direction. With helmet removed.
Okay. Your
In a rare
nasty
show of
face.
my scarred head. Yeah.
nasty scarred head is still healing, which Dragonfire heals pretty slowly. As you guys pull around to this large set of doors that are pretty much unadorned other than the Star of the Seven in the center of it, and you see two quite large, unfriendly looking women who both just frown at all of you with their arms crossed.
I'm going to approach, helmet off, and say, sisters, the Seven request you allow us this specific indulgence, myself and Shen. Motion and be like, wave Shen.
All right. Do
Uh,
Shen's customary bow.
Yeah. I ask only because it is in the interests of the kingdoms as well as the Seven to establish how these three unfortunate souls passed. I do not break custom lightly, but please, the Seven asked me to investigate their deaths.
Roll a persuasion check.
Best of these, but I'm not terrible. 22.
22 is pretty good. As you see, you feel yourself putting your emotions and really asking for help, and you still have no reaction whatsoever. After about maybe an awkward 10 to 20 seconds of them still arms crossed just staring at you, you see one looks down at the bodies and just poof, poof, just two hits on the door. After about a minute, the door opens up and several silent sisters in their traditional garb covering pretty much their entire face come out, and they immediately start to get the bodies onto their gurneys and wheel them inside the doors.
I'm gonna try
I'll,
to follow them.
The two
I
large
will
women
also
will
try
step
to
in front of
follow.
you.
What's happening, Ebelforth?
Apologies, but we need to go in there too. I'll say to them.
One slowly looks towards you and then still stands firm.
I'm gonna look at it. Is this going to be a problem?
This could be a problem. Silent sisters cut their tongues out, right?
That's what they say, but they certainly don't talk.
I am going to start talking about the necessary nature of the work we are trying to complete. And I'm gonna cast Gias on the one who looks like
Oh,
she's
shit.
more in charge among the Silent Sisters.
Okay.
That's a
What
big
kind of
daddy
saves
spell.
that?
That is a Wisdom save of 17.
Okay. That,
Takes
my
a whole minute to
friend,
cast, right?
is
Yeah.
a natural 1.
Ooh.
So, my command would be allow us to enter.
Let me take a look here at this here magic spell.
Well,
So I can read it to you.
Oh no, you're gonna kill this. You're gonna kill this woman, dude.
Yeah, she's gonna take 5d10 psychic damage and
And her
implode.
head's gonna
that might be
explode.
Yeah,
convincing
she's
enough.
just gonna die.
That might be convincing enough for the other
She's
one.
just gonna splatter over the other sisters, bro.
She's charmed.
Her head's
by me,
gonna explode,
technically.
bro.
They're
Well, she
gonna
can't
hear
attack
you
you,
say,
but, like-
"Allow us entry." She's gonna go silent, and then her head's gonna explode.
Forcing
That's
it
not
to
the
carry
most
out some
convincing.
I'm pretty
surface or
sure-
refrain.
I don't think Gias magically influences your thoughts. It just makes it extremely painful to disobey, if I'm not mistaken.
That seems to be the case. She doesn't
Yeah.
say anything when you do that, but you have a feeling that it probably worked.
I will attempt to enter.
As you attempt to enter, she hesitates. As you can see, a bead of sweat drip down her head, and she attempts to step in front of you.
Oh God.
Oh no! No!
Go ahead
I'd
and
roll
roll
elbow
5d10.
God damn it, Sir Ebelfirth.
Max, before this happens,
Listen,
are there any
I'm
other
on a mission.
witnesses in this room besides the other silent sister?
You guys are standing outside.
Well, we're outside.
Like,
we're not even
like,
inside.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like an overhang in a spot that no one else is around because no one comes in
Jesus
here.
Christ.
Is it like an alleyway, or are we on a fucking road?
You're on like a little service road.
Yeah,
Okay.
it
We're at
would be
number
well
7 here,
traveled
right?
Conceivably might
because-
not be any witnesses. Okay.
Except for the person that's
Got
right
it.
standing right next to her.
Why do we
okay,
need
yeah,
can I
This could
prepare
also
an
be a
action?
huge persuasion.
Can I prepare an action?
We
Sure.
probably didn't, but I thought the sisters would
If
understand.
this
what we're
silent sister dies, the other one, I'm going to make a non-lethal unarmed attack with stunning strike.
Okay. So this silent sister slowly steps in front of you, Ebelfirth, and you just see all of her facial or start to bleed. As she's literally
Oh.
testing the power of her commitment to her life's purpose to defend this tomb of the dead, and she is gonna try and do it, and she's gonna die. It's all as she's going to. Her knees are gonna slowly buckle, and you're gonna see blood just start pouring out of her, and she's just gonna hit the ground and not say a word and be dead.
Does she have
The
levels?
other one is immediately going to try to step in front of you, and then Shen's
I punch.
action is gonna trigger.
Ebelfirth.
Bro,
22 to
you
hit.
guys are
No armor.
terrible. You guys are terrible people.
I'm on a mission from God. All right. So
Okay.
Spoken like a true religious.
my first punch.
Let's see.
Okay, it's only
Oh.
6 bludgeoning damage, and I'm
Okay.
using stunning strike, so she needs to make a DC 16 Constitution saving throw.
Okay, as you deal 6 damage to her, you just hear ribs crack. She
Non-lethal,
rolled
by the
a
way.
natural 17.
Okay, so she is not stunned. So if she is alive, she can act freely.
She is
Except
severely
I
hurt.
believe I have another attack. Okay, can I use my second attack?
Yeah.
Okay,
Just give her the
non-lethal
blood- the
strike
just
again
kind of-
because
2 pieces and a biscuit.
Seer tried to reach towards the
Right.
door handle as you just hit her again.
13 hits.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. Okay. It's 11 more non-lethal damage.
She is knocked to the ground, unconscious.
Quickly, I'm gonna
I'm
grab
gonna go
her
towards the door and
unconscious
say,
form, and I'm gonna
"Vago,
go
hold
through the
dead
door.
one." Yeah, Max, do they have levels or are they just dead?
mean,
No,
one-
there's no saving throws. No, she's dead.
That woman's.
You also more than doubled her hit points with your damage, so she's definitely
Okay, cool, awesome. All right, yeah, I'm gonna go for the door.
All right. You can easily push the door open as it's not locked. And you see a long stone hallway with some torches. No sound, and you don't see anyone around. You definitely see different rooms. And as you guys start to walk in, you can see those rooms certainly have dead individuals and certain steps of embalming and preparation for burial.
So I imagine
just
they
gonna
haven't
start-
gotten the armor off yet.
I'm going to
Start bringing
actively.
the 2 unconscious sisters in.
Oh,
I'm
one's
gonna-
just dead.
I'm
I'm just gonna
gonna.
prop them
One
both
dead,
up
one
against the wall.
unconscious.
I'm gonna go away.
Yeah, I agree with Vago. I don't want
You
anything
guys
to do with
just
this.
leave. That's
I
awesome.
already don't like the 7, and I've only known them for like 2 days.
Yeah, I'm gonna go start looking for the 3 rooms my brothers are in.
Yep.
And when I find them, I'm
That
just
seemed a
going
bit
to say,
hasty, Ebelfirth.
we do not have the time for kid gloves. And I'm just going to, as soon as I find that the rooms, just go out in each room.
Okay. Yeah, you can certainly do that. In the last room that you can see, let me get my sheet here because I had something for this. Yes, here we are. Abelfirth's sad story.
Actually, I am gonna go in with them.
Okay.
I was gonna say, this seems right up your
There-
alley. I
yeah,
just
there
killed
would
the
be
lady
there would
with
be
my
really.
fucking
Hey,
brain.
I'm getting used to the character. Okay, there would be no real reason that I would not go in. Okay. Sorry. I had to contemplate it for a second.
Okay. You see your eldest brother, Ebenford. Should have inherited. Shouldn't be you. You can see that the as you walk in, the Silent Sister is just undressing him, and as you yell out, she takes off, and she immediately leaves the room. She sets it down, and you see an unfamiliar little charm. And as she sets it down, you see Ebenford start to change. His face, his shape, even his height and his hair color. Granted, he was in the water for a while, but this is not your brother. This is some nameless dwarf that you've never seen before.
I'm gonna immediately look
I've
at
never
Shen.
seen anything like it.
I knew that fat bastard couldn't fit in his armor. And I'm gonna go look for the other 2. And I'm gonna be like, Vago, do you mind bagging up that armor for me?
Sure. Why does it need to be in a bag?
I have to give it to a small dwarf who works on the docks.
I want to look at this. The pendant is what made it change. Is that?
It
Am I
appears-
interpreting that right, Max?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna blind rage.
examine
I
that
don't give a
pendant,
fuck
I guess.
about pendants right now. I am salty.
If Shen's picking that up, I'm going to say keep that.
I intend to.
Shall we to the next one then?
Oh no, I didn't. I'll go in the direction of Ebelfirth, I guess.
Yeah, in the next rooms you find your other brothers. They don't seem like they've gotten as far in the disrobing. Seems like they're still wearing their full regalia. As you yell the Silent Sisters, who rush out without a word. You see your 2 other brothers.
Yeah, I'm gonna look to Shen and be like, look for another pendant, and I'm going to search my brother. I'm gonna search the middle brother, the one I liked the most, and who wasn't mean to me all the time.
I'll take the other one then.
Evan Broom.
Yep,
You get Eckert.
see Sir
Or,
Evan
excuse me,
and
Eckert. Yeah.
Yep, Sir Evan and Sir Eckert. Sir Evan, brother who you do recall saving once before. Your powers were first awakened. Some of those feelings come rushing back. You do see something that you know that he never wore, which is a very similar charm. In this instance, looks like it is a necklace.
I will pull that from his person.
You see, for the last time, the physical characteristics of your brother as they slowly fade away into a stranger once more.
Well, I have never been more pleased that my brothers may yet live, and yet I weep these dwarves, but I do not. Shen, what have you found? And I imagine I see just this shapeling shit happen again.
Yeah,
You would also
same
find a
thing I
similar
see.
charm. Yes, and the same thing does occur, as all three of Ebelfirth's brothers seem to have been in some sort of magical disguise.
Vago, you grab
Might
another
do
set of
this.
armor in that bag if you can. I will take this last one.
Yes, then I plan on delivering these two to that man myself.
I appreciate that, Vago. It is obviously a tough time. And then I'm going to just, without acknowledging any of the sisters or their hiding places, go back out to the front. And you know what? There's a dead sister on the ground, yeah?
Sure is.
I got the
Negative
money to burn.
points.
I'm gonna use the last of my diamond to revive her. I'm gonna raise dead.
Oh, you're using Raise Dead?
Yeah.
You
How is that different from Revivify?
you have more time.
think I need
I
a
mean, I
minute
guess
to
I
raise
could
dead.
use. Yeah,
Oh,
I
you
was
have more
gonna say
time.
I could use Revivify because a minute. So I'd have to use Raise Dead because it's been more than a minute. I'd assume at this point. So.
Yep,
I'm
that is
gonna
correct.
spend the diamonds I have
Yeah,
on my
as
person, but not in my pack.
you see the Silent Sisters had gathered around. Their two fallen brethren, sisters, not brethren, whatever. As you see what may be permanently mentally damaging for people that work exclusively with the dead, as one of the dead rises and comes back to life, as they all run. They don't say any words, but they all flee to different rooms and hide, as you have just
Put
brought
my-
a woman back to life.
Put my hands on Sir Ebelfirth.
I'm
I'm
going
gonna
to
be
grab.
like, that's used to us. We're used to that.
Yeah.
That's wild
I'm
shit
going-
to them.
I'm gonna grab the sister that I raised from the dead. I'm gonna grab her by the shoulders and just like I imagine she's got like that veil they all have that's like basically like cheesecloth. I'm gonna
Right.
look out the holes in my helm and just go, I did this with the power of the seven. If you ever prevent me again, I will not be so kind. Tell my story. Sir Ebelfirth
I don't think
of
she
the
can do that.
Unbroken. And I'm just gonna look at
I don't think she can
her and just be like, I don't know how you communicate or in what way you make this work. But fucking spread this shit in your network. I don't care if it's in fucking hand gestures. I need you guys to understand. I'm not fucking playing around right now. And I'm going to throw a bag of one set of dwarven plate over my shoulder like the sketchiest, scariest Santa Claus, Freddy Krueger looking motherfucker that ever lived. And I'm gonna walk away.
Hey, Ebelforth. Isn't this a place for royalty to be laid, not just common folk? Shouldn't those bodies be removed?
They died as my brothers, they can be buried as my brother would.
That seems a little weird, but okay.
Fucking died wearing my brother's armor. That's braver than 2/3 of my brothers. So I'm gonna just let them. They under the influence of some dark god or not, they've earned it. I don't give a shit. The sisters have them now. And I'm gonna stomp off, just fucking pissed off, generally angry, happy that my brothers are still alive, but pissed that I've been real sad about inheriting, and then I realize I may not have inherited shit, and be a little bit salty about it. Deep down in the part of my black soul that I can't fucking turn off. Yeah, and I'm gonna take that set of armor, and yeah, someone else take control of the narrative for a while because Ethelfirth is pissed.
Can I look at one of these here?
I mean, I'm gonna make.
amulets? Max.
Yeah.
What do you want? an
Yeah,
Arcana
you can
check?
take a look at it. You can roll. Yeah, an Arcana check would be the best.
12. Shen's
Can
not
I
very
give
good
the
with
help
arcane.
action on this?
Sure.
Sure.
Or you can make the check yourself.
12.
Not very good. Yeah, it looks like a weird, little polished, looks like stone or a heavy wood. It looks like it's been worn down over time. It looks like in the shape of like a smooth little triangle. No really discernible insignias or designs.
Interesting.
Okay.
The two people who knew identify no longer in the party.
True.
I'm gonna need a whole ass level up to get that, bro.
I'd be making my way back to the docks to find that person who helped Elbafirth with the
Cool.
water shit.
Yeah, Captain Dale. Yeah, he's right there. You see he's got his arm around a lady. Seems to be having himself a great day.
I'm going to approach with 2 sets of armor.
Ah, my payment.
Yes. I have a question for you, though, Dale. If one were to be looking for a tide that is a little bit more golden, where would one start for that?
He kind of looks around, pushes the lady off of his lap, and kind of makes a gesture. All of his cronies kind of go away, and he just goes, "Golden, you said, huh?"
Yes, that is what I said.
Well, I'm sure if I see some, I'll remember.
I'm sure that if you know what's good for you, you will remember. Or I would have to force the information from your hand. And I'd like to try to intimidate him.
You certainly may.
Can I give the help action as well and just step up and be like, surely, friend, after we've given you so much today, there's no need to make a fuss on the docks, right?
Natural
I
20.
will give him advantage. Okay,
don't
you do
need
not
it.
need advantage.
I don't need
Yeah,
it.
Shen, you don't even get
Oh,
I imagine I like step forward to
Vago
speak, and then
basically
I
hit him
just
with
see
the dick.
Vago like lumbering, and I'm like, you know, he's got it.
All right. Well, I mean, there's a couple ways if you're talking about the pool to get in. It's the main way that everyone knows, that everyone sees. It's where you want. If you want to lose your winnings with a pickpocket, that's the way you go. It's right in Sunfield. Everybody knows where it is.
And where's the other?
There's another spot in Seafield. It's not too far from the Hangman. It's much more discreet. You can sneak in and out. Maybe even find your way to the winnings without having to win anything at all.
Which one do you usually go in, Dale?
Well, a little older now. Typically like to go down to the Sunfield entrance next to Meglin's mine and have myself a draft first. I've got nothing to hide and thieves won't try with me.
Fair. And I will drop the armor at his feet and leave.
just hear on your way out. That's a scary son of a bitch.
Just go. Apologies, and I'll run after Vago.
All right, you guys can head back, and I would assume you guys would all get back to your place you're staying in Golden Arch.
Yes.
Cool. You guys get in to your quarters. You guys can see that the moon is starting to rise, and it looks pretty full. So we can see you guys trying to get into the pool later on next week. We'll see if you guys can make it in there.
Hey,
Now the
Maybe
decision
not.
is: do I want to go the fun way or the best way?
Maybe not
Yes.
murder a handful of nuns on our way in.
Well,
Okay, listen.
Hey,
I will lead my first
hey,
two attacks
hey.
as my new character. I had to knock out a fucking nun.
I love that you guys did that.
Listen, sometimes you just gotta slap a bitch till she dies. And by that I mean you gotta
Bring
kill
back
a
light.
silent grave digger who didn't do anything wrong every once in a
Listen,
while.
listen. All I know is Vago has watched you guys fight, like argue with each other, cry, and kill nuns from your own religion. So, if you want to say that
Hey,
the
that
kid
was
gloves
all
are off, my guy.
Ebelfirth, okay? That was all Ebelfirth.
Yeah.
Evelford's
I was
always
gonna
good.
say Ebelfirth's on a little bit of a spiritual bender right now.
And also, as far as Vago knows, he was able to one-shot your strongest guy. So,
I mean, you did also
Who was
just
drunk
watch
and
me
not paying
kill a
attention.
lady by not touching her and then bring her back from the dead.
Yeah, those
So-
are unusual. But everything you guys
roundhouse
did
kick.
today is pretty unusual. Making a giant hole in the ocean, jumping down and flying out, shape-shifting corpses. You guys are pretty weird. Talking to a fish and riding it up the water. You guys are weirdos.
This is the
So-
first session, I think, where Eldritch has been the least weird person.
Yeah, I mean, definitely you were eclipsed in weirdness by your compatriots here.
What, oh,
It's
what
only
a
weird if you have
twist.
to testify about it in court.
All right, well, we'll leave it there, and we'll pick up on next
All right.
Thursday, fellas, and we'll see if we can get ourselves into
Thanks,
some mischief.
Sounds good.
Love it.
Hell yeah.
boys, we
dudes.
on for Sunday so far.
I am.
Oh
Fucking Sunday, baby.
Oh, I'll
yeah,
be
it's
there.
the-
Wait.
it's the day.
It's the day, my dude.
No, you know who will be